Training programs are an essential part of any organization, and e-learning has made training more accessible than ever. But let's be honest, sometimes training can feel a bit dull. So how can we make it more engaging?
Great question. One way to capture learners' attention is by adding animations. Animations can bring content to life, creating an engaging, multi-sensory experience that makes learning more effective.
That makes sense. But what specific benefits do animations bring to e-learning?
Animations help learners visualize complex subjects, making them easier to understand. They also make training more memorable by increasing retention. Plus, let's not forget, they're simply fun.
Can you show me some real examples of how Rivertown Communications has used animations to improve training?
Absolutely. What did you have in mind?
Safety training can be critical, especially in high-risk industries. How have you used animation for safety education?
We worked with the CDC and OSHA to develop training on the dangers of trench collapses. Since simulating a trench collapse in real life would be impractical and dangerous, we used an animation to show just how quickly a collapse can happen in real time.
That's a great use of animation. What about healthcare training?
When the Society of Vascular and Interventional Neurology, or SVIN, needed training on evaluating stroke effects, we created animations to illustrate the physical limitations stroke victims may experience. This made the training clearer and more impactful. And speaking of SVIN, we also used various animation techniques in producing a short promotional video for them, helping them communicate their message in an engaging way. So, animations aren't just for training, they can also be used for promotional purposes.
Well, I've heard a lot about website accessibility. How can animations help with that?
I have the perfect example. We created a whiteboard animation for our Site Improve client, explaining the importance of accessible websites in a way that was clear and engaging.
What about environmental education? Can animations help explain complex ecological concepts?
Absolutely. For the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, we developed an animation that visually demonstrated how an invasive aquatic plant spreads through a lake, making the concept easy to grasp.
That's really interesting. Do you have an example of animation being used for something more unexpected?
We do. For St. Croix Sensory, we created an animation that illustrates how odors dilute in ambient air. This helps inspectors accurately record odor information for their reports.
That's a really creative use of animation. What about projects that involve more character-driven animation?
Great question. For our Fluent Seeds client, we used motion capture technology to create custom mascots as part of their comprehensive e-learning program. These mascots helped make the learning experience more relatable and engaging. We also developed numerous whiteboard animations to reinforce key concepts throughout the training.
Wow, it's amazing to see how animations can transform training and even make complex topics easy to understand. For more information on animations and e-learning solutions, visit Rivertown Communications online or give us a call at 651-430-0353.